feeling?
Good, brother. Chilling. I know we've been talking about doing this for a while. There's been a couple speed bumps.
I can't help it. I'm in prison. I don't know how to stop that. You feel me?
I know that. I don't know how much you see in there, how much you're told.
This interview about to be interview of 2025. Let's get into it, man. Make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe.
But yeah, that shit kind of went viral the other day. I guess we were about to do this and there was like a riot or something.
It was a melee. I wouldn't say a riot. I think a riot is like, from what I've seen, I think it's more like than like 10, 15 people is more so a riot. That was like a regular six on six. It's like a melee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a riot.
How intense is it in there in like the area that you're in? Is that like a daily thing or like every week?
Yeah, everybody fights every day. I mean, that's kind of like a normal thing in California. Like a lot of things are just settled in fades. Like at the end of the day, like it's just like, oh, you fucked up on this. Okay, cool. I need a fade. Like, and it's just like, all right, we get it cracking. And then sometimes, everybody. Sometimes it's just like it's not just a one-on-one. It's like I'm bringing my homies. Well, I'm bringing my homies. And it's a melee or a turn.
Tory Lanez almost sound like he's entertained by this, and jail is not fun. I don't know. See, to me, it's a little like, hopefully during this interview he tells everybody why you shouldn't go to jail, but this is how you landed in jail, trying to be tough and gangster when nobody even looks at you like a gangster. Now, I'm not saying Tory Lanez ain't gangster, but nobody is. We look at you like a civilian.
Whatever it turned into.
So if you watching this is not even really a vibe. Like, you ain't talking about how people be in there getting raped and all type of stuff. You talking about, hey, we just got your fade. This is Cali. And Tory Lanez my guy. I'm Team Tory. I'm just saying, like, come on, bro. Like, let's just stick to music, bro.
Yeah, I feel you. No, I saw you were like you were mid recording and then some shit went down in the background. Was that like a verse?
And I also don't think that him catching that on video and then talking about in the interview is gonna work well in the court of appeal. Because if anything, you're publicly kind of showing things that don't look good in jail. You know what I'm saying? And that, so my point is, you about to continue to make enemies with the wrong people. I mean, unless you accepted the fact you doing 10-8, then cool. But if you expect to be getting out sooner, then I don't know.
New album?
Yeah, actually, I was just trying to like put some shit down. I've been recording this album since the other day when Ray had put that thing out for me, because Ray basically put all my stuff out on Instagram because I can't really see what's going on, be it from where I'm actually putting it out from. So when he posted it on Instagram, that was the actual day I actually started the album, was literally that actual day. And the reason why we even posted that was because like I just needed the reassurance from my umbrellas that they felt how I felt about the situation. Like, y'all know I'm more than capable, even though this is a very crazy task that has never, ever been done. Like, you have to think how this is, everybody who says, we've done music from prison or we've done music from jail, usually it's like this over the phone shit sounding like, this sucks. Like, that's not what I'm doing here. Like, this is the first ever in real time prison album, an album that's recorded in prison for prisoners by a prisoner in real time as a prisoner is going through his real time sentence. And it's professional. It's gonna sound exactly like a Tory Lanez album, but just the pain is there, the hunger is there, the tears, the cries are there. It's a lot. It's a lot of emotion into it, but it's the first ever professionally recorded prison album. This has never been done before.
That's crazy.
So
I don't know how much you want to reveal, but how did you guys crack the code on like the quality and making it sound so good?
Well, we started originally from county jail, right? So when we was in county jail and I was working on the Alone at Time Deluxe, there was a lot of things that we were trying at that point just through the GTL phone, and they had me in solitary confinement. And there's always this weird rumor where like, he gets 1 hour out of the cell a day, but I wasn't getting any hours out of the cell a day. I was in there 24 hours, and so because they knew that they were doing people harsh like that, they would put a payphone in your cell. So I was on that phone all day just trying to see if there was different ways that I record or I could record, and taking the feedback from my engineer. And so really that was what kind of started the initial, like, okay, we need to figure this out and figure out how this can work. over periods of time. There's a lot of other elements that took into place, like AI that can enhance the way that your voice sounds, to clear it up through the phone. It's a lot of things. And then, of course, I have one of the greatest engineering teams of the world.
Nah, my son engineers is definitely nice, because them jail joints, them little jail songs he be making it be sound like he in the booth.
Like, you know, Johan, Super Saiyan Mike, I got a girl named Angie. Like, all of the engineers that I work with are geniuses. So it's like, together we just, you know, and I'm also an engineer myself. I engineer my own things. So there's things that I can hear when they can't hear it, and vice versa. And that's kind of how it works. I don't want to give you all my sauce, but it's mainly just like me getting as clean a take as I could possibly get, and then, you know, putting the extra things into it that my engineer kind of takes up at that point and does a lot of things to get my voice more clear and more transparent and, you know, high end and bright. So
I know you told me the other day, like, this is not some just album from jail. This is like a real deal album that's gonna like compete with all your other shit, right?
Exactly. Like, I want this to be, and that's why I go so hard about it. It's not because I'm not trying to do the norm. I just want to do the impossible, but it can be on the level of the norm, because where I'm at is impossible for me to be normal, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. I saw
Like,
Wi-Fi bugging in there.
I'm supposed to be strapped down. My hands are supposed to be tied behind my back, which they are. But I want to show my fans, I want to show the people who believe in me and are inspired by me that at this point in my life, like, no matter what and no matter what happens in your life, like, we can do it and we can beat the odds no matter what they throw us. And I'm the first walking testimony of somebody that is literally defying all odds right now. Against the grain. They don't even like I'm defying it. You know, recording off a jail phone and coming up with a professional album is unheard of, brother.
100%. What made you want to, like, why right now? Like, I saw a video of you saying, like, Drake dropped, The Weeknd dropped his best shit, like, now it's time for you to drop. Is this like, did they kind of like inspire you, or like not pressure you to drop, but like, did that have anything to do with the timing?
I would like to say, I think I didn't know that everybody was dropping, and I just felt like, look, man, like, yeah, I didn't know everybody was dropping, but the year started, The Weeknd dropped, then Tory and Drake dropped together, and I was just like, wow, like, everybody's putting out their best music right now, and, you know, it just felt like I needed to participate. But you know me, when I participate, I come to compete. So I'm not going to participate if I don't feel like I'm up to par to compete. So at this standpoint, I'm just like, look, I see everybody's doing things. It's not necessarily that you guys are the sole reason why I'm doing this, but I do feel like the city is dropping, so why would I not drop with the rest of us? But beyond all of that, like, there's always a silent competition between us all, and everybody's coming to the arena. It almost felt like, you ever watch Pokemon? And it was those episodes where Ash would go to the stadium, and it was just like, you just wanted him to prevail.
It's like a fucking Toronto poker battle.
Exactly. It's like everybody came with some shit. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like Party Next Door, boom, he came with a fucking Bulbasaur, nigga, boom. Then you got Drake, he came with a motherfucking Blastoise, nigga. Then you got fucking Weeknd, he came with a Charizard. But Tory gotta come with a Mewtwo, nigga. The fuck is you niggas talking about? Legendary bird.
You need fucking Lugia. You need fucking Lugia or Sweet.
Yo, this nigga Lanez be hype. He's still the same in jail.
Like, it gotta be different. And so, and it's like, I want to be able to give that legend, if you will.
Lanez kind of like be sounding like Kanye West when he get excited.
That legendary bird quality to music.
Yeah.
Even though my hands are tied behind my back, and that was why I wanted to do it. It was more so like, guys, if you guys can have every single piece of equipment, if you could have every single piece of mic, of producers, of writers, everything that can help you make a great album, and I'm in a cell, concrete walls surrounding myself, running fades back to back. I'm not turning down the fades, but running fades back to back, and doing takes over the jail phone. And if I can do that through all of my pressure for myself, it tells me that there's not an artist on this world that can fuck with you. And it's more so my own life. I need to prove it to myself. I don't care about everybody.
Yeah.
As far as what they think.
That's crazy.
What they think about me. That's not my goal. I care about what can I prove to myself, because I got to live with myself when the lights go off. I got to look at myself in the mirror when everybody's gone. So what can I prove to myself that's going to make me feel fulfilled within myself? Don't care about the sales, because we know at this point, Kyle, all of the sales that you see are based off of very different things. It's not the same way. Like, for instance, and I don't mean any disrespect, I love this music and I love this crap to the utmost, but like we got like guys like The Weeknd, where it's like his album just came out, it sold 120,000, but to the world it sold 340,000 or wherever it was, because he sold clothes with it. So the clothes sold an extra whatever it was, but his actual music sold 120,000. That's his latest project. So at the end of the day, it's like, it's not about numbers to me at this point, because I think The Weeknd is one of the most phenomenal artists of our generation. But even for somebody like him to put out such a massive project time after time, but to be getting 120,000 for his type of sales, it shows you that it's not about the first week anymore. It's about who's really talented, and that's where the game is going. This whole thing about the sales and the da-da-da-da-da, when you really break it down, it's not about that. It's about who's really fucking talented and who's making the best music. That's where I want to compete. I don't care about the fake shit going on behind the scenes that everybody...
Basically, when you selling bundles and merch bundles, your stuff got to be shipped within the first week of the album dropping, and then it count. But if it don't, you got to return all the, you know what I'm saying, X, Y, Z.
You want to get bots and all of those. I don't care.
I mean, yeah, people are definitely leaning into more talented artists, but y'all still giving people a platform that suck. So, I got to disagree with that and agree at the same time.
About that. You know, I care about shining the talent in timeless music, if that makes any sense.
No, 100%. Also, guys, really, really quick, we just restocked fullsend.com with a bunch of new stuff. We got new Full Send stuff, some classic stuff, super wearable, super comfy. We revamped the being blackballed by the industry too. I know you went like independent, right? Not too long ago. And I always used to see you'd have some trouble and some issues with the way that the music industry would work. What do you think about like with Drake and how the industry's kind of turned against him? Like you see videos now. I don't know if your boys tell you or you could see anything, but you can't like find a shit on Spotify, or there's just like a whole bunch of sketchy shit going on. I see. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, or because you're kind of on the inside of it too, right? The whole industry.
I can't all the way speak to everything that's going on with Drake, because at the end of the day, he's a grown man, and I think that's his story to tell. But I will say one thing. I'm proud of the stance of any artist that goes against the bullshit that happens behind the scenes. Sometimes when things happen and we come out and we're like, yo, fuck the label, or like, yo, fuck the major, it's like everyone's like, nah, this guy's spiraling out, he's this label, but they don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and there's a lot of dark things going on behind the scenes, and which is the reason why I went independent, because y'all niggas ain't getting me with none of that. I'm not selling my soul, I'm not doing none of that weird shit, the rituals and all that shit y'all niggas got going on. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, no rituals
Fuck
for sure.
The door. You see what I'm saying? They say, you know, if you want fame in Hollywood and hip hop and music, you got to go through the door. And something happened to Tory Lanez where they was coming for his soul clearly. Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. So you got to be careful. Hey, man, let me know. Let me know. I'll sign up, though. I don't know about him, but I'll sign up. I don't like being broke.
But there's a lot of weird things that go on behind the scenes, and so it's very hard to be in a situation like Drake is going through right now, where you're going against the whole thing. You know what I mean?
The machine,
and I understand that there's a scrutiny, because it's like...
Tax lien investing is actually very simple. When someone fails to pay their property taxes, the government actually creates certificates for that.
My bad for the ads, y'all.
All right, we only get 15 minutes at a time on Tory's jail phone, so we will be back momentarily. Are we back?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we back. We finished that note on the industry. Yeah, it was pretty much just a bunch of fuck shit going on, and you don't want to sell your soul.
No. When you talking about sounds crazy. I didn't mean it like, I don't mean it in some sort of way where it's like, oh, you're coming into some cold shit. Like, that's not necessarily what I mean. I just mean, look, when it comes down to it, there is a lot of things that happen in the background of industries, especially music, in such a provocative place as it is, right? But the reality of the situation is, I commend any artist that has the balls to go out and rage against the machine, because as a man who did it myself, it is one of the most exhausting things that you can imagine. It's like going up against the richest and richest billionaires who have the most richest and richest resources, and you're by yourself, but you're swinging for dear life. I have respect for anybody who does that. It's not just about Drake, but anybody, and I encourage artists. I'm not telling you to go start problems. It is fact, I'm telling you to have the best, integral relationships that you can have with whoever you do business with. But at the same time, don't hold your tongue for nobody. If you see fuck shit going on, which happens in the background, at some standpoint, you have to say something, or you're gonna end up like everybody else and be a sheep in a place where it's full of wolves. And it's not easy to be that. So I commend the artists, whether it be Drake or anybody else, who will rage against the machine as long as they know that they have the facts and the actual proof to back up what they're saying. Because it's not an easy thing to do, regardless of how it looks. And I know people are looking at it from a street angle, but with all due respect, this is not a street angle. And what Drake is doing, no matter how you want to put it, he's really doing this for the rest of us artists. Because the reality of it is if one man finally comes out and says, yo, fuck this, and the rest of us do it, a revolution starts. So it's either you look
but
at it.
There's not going to be a revolution that starts, bro. A certain group of people got that industry on lock. I mean, good luck. You feel me?
That he's going to start a revolution, or you look at it as, it's just Drake doing some shit, and he's just trying to do some shit, and you feel like he's doing this because he lost the battle. But being a man that knows him and speaks to him on a day-to-day basis, I shouldn't say day-to-day, I don't talk to him every day, but a man that speaks to him regularly, it's like, that nigga is not no dumb nigga, bro. He's a very smart individual. He's like a war general. It's a nigga that's very patient. And sometimes when he makes certain moves, it's not going to make sense at that moment. But the grand scheme of what he's doing is so smart that when it comes into full fruition, that's when you're going to be like, oh, I get it now. So if you can't see it at a certain standpoint, all I tell people to do is just let time be time, and whatever it's going to turn into, it'll turn into whether you're impressed by it or not.
One song you did while you were in there, the feature on DDG's song, that was a fucking fire-ass verse. Is that what you were kind of speaking to? Or what did you mean when you said, I hope they don't come for me the way they came for Drizzy?
I need to bump that. I ain't bumped that.
I was just saying, straight up, look, here's the reality, bro. I come to compete. When it comes to my craft, I'm here to compete with anybody. I don't give a fuck who you are, what you got going on. If we're here to compete for music, I'm here for that. You feel me? And at the end of the day, that wasn't, a lot of people thought that was a Kendrick diss. It wasn't a Kendrick diss. It was an anybody diss. I respect everybody's craft. I love what everybody does with they stuff. But I'm going to tell you right now, I love to compete. I love to go bar for bar with you so I can disrespect you and humiliate you, because this is what I do. And at the end of the day, yes, I can't wait for 20 niggas, pause, no homo, to come at me, nigga. Because at the end of the day, it's bro, I have the type of tenacity to finish every one of you niggas. It's not a thing to me. You know what I'm saying? I almost wish, sometimes I wish I could have jumped in Drizzy's shoes and did the beat for him. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, you feel me? But it's just That's how I feel about the situation. It's not like I was talking to anybody specific. I just feel like, yo, I'm here to compete.
You just love to get in there. I know you. You just love to fucking get in there.
I love it. That's my life. I love it. This is what music is about. It's what rap is about. It's about competing. And when it comes to that, play with me. I love it. Let's go.
We've seen all the IG lives and the way that you've recorded stuff in the past. You can be super quick with it. Well, you'll just get in the booth and lay down fire right away. But I'm wondering, since you have more time, is there any difference with this album where you're doing more writing shit, or are you just hopping on the jail phone and just cooking like you did in the past?
Hey, so I ain't gonna lie, nigga. I'm just getting on the jail phone and I'm just going however I feel that morning. That's just how I'm going. And that's the thing about this project. It's this is real life, my real emotion. I don't give a fuck if I cry on that fucking jail phone, nigga. I don't care. Nigga, as long as I get it on that mic, that's all I care about. This is real life documentation of history. There's never going to be a person that's going to do this like me. Kyle,
that's crazy.
Really think about this. Okay, before I say anything, let me ask you a question. I know you're interviewing me, but let me interview you for a small second. What is the most memorable prison song or album or anything that you can remember that was made in prison? What is the most memorable thing that you can remember?
Everyone's probably going to comment some shit and call me an idiot for not saying it, but I personally don't know. Nothing jumps off the page for me.
Because nothing jumps into your mind immediately. Yes, there's going to be people in the comments that are going to say, well, Draco did it, and fucking Bobby Schmurder and Sean. But it's guys, these guys went on a phone call and just rapped. They didn't have to go through, what are the presets that we need to turn this jail phone call into full high-end vocals that sound like I'm in the studio.
My bad. I'm
so
tuning
that
in with
this
y'all. I'm
mic
just
can
saying,
now
you feel me?
become
Don't mind me. This is
my
what I do, you dig?
studio. How do we do that?
Out the lanes. Hold on.
There is a way. That's what I did that is different than the average person that they're going to bring up in the comments. The reason why you don't have anything to bring up right now is because nobody did it. Nobody did it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody did it
right,
to the point where it was so memorable that it was wow, nigga, this guy did it. This is what this is, Kyle. Fuck me being Tory Lanez. Fuck me being an artist that is in his situation. Just take this for face value. Remove Tory Lanez. Let's say I was a guy named Cheddar Bob, nigga, for the sake of conversation. I was Cheddar Bob, bro. And I came to jail and I said, yo, I'm Cheddar Bob releasing the first ever professional prison recorded album. At that standpoint, I'm going to look at Cheddar Bob and be like, I don't care who he is. That is revolutionary if he gets that accomplished. That's what I'm accomplishing. And I'm not just accomplishing it for me. I'm accomplishing it for everybody who comes after me that goes to prison and feels like their dream is cooked. When we come to prison, they treat us like we're dead. We're not like you, Kyle. I'm sorry. We're just not.
100%.
We are the forgotten. We are the mistreated. And no one cares because they're not here to see it. And the average motherfucker in prison does not have the resources to show it to the world. This album is the first representation of a raw and vivid view of prison in real time. You understand?
Yeah.
Very different. This is a historical moment that will never, ever in life come again. I pray that this does inspire the youngin that's after me. God forbid that he has to go to prison. But this is the first of its kind, Kyle. This has never been done. Ever. So fuck me being Tory Lanez. Just from the standpoint of I need to hear what that sounds like because it's never been done. And I'm going to give you such a vivid picture of what prison and incarceration is, especially in California. But I'm going to give you that vivid picture, and you're going to go through my prison experience with me.
What do you make of this chapter of your life? Because it is just a chapter at the end of the day. Are you a guy that believes everything happens for a reason, and you were kind of meant to go through this for some reason, or how do you look at it?
I know for a fact this is God sent. And if I could do it any other way, I know this is not going to make sense to so many of my viewers, and they're going to be like, nigga, what? But I genuinely feel like if someone came to me and said, yo, you could give back the prison thing, and not prison thing, but if you could give back your prison sentence and whatever the case is, and just go back to life how you were living it right then and there when you were in the case, and you could have came out victorious, I wouldn't take it like that. I wouldn't take it like that. I know my victory is bigger. I've always known my victory is bigger. And I always known that regardless of everything, God is going to make me come out victorious in this. However, regardless of how big I knew this was going to be, I've always been at the standpoint of, I'm not going to lie, I had to be here. Because the way that I was actually moving in life at that point of my life, I was moving so fast that I would not be alive if I did not come to jail. I swear to God, I would not be alive, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And God gave me the blessing of sitting me down. And that's not going to make sense to a lot of my fans. But I am so thankful for what God did for me in this time. Because the man that I am right now is you can't compete with him. His mind is sharp. His brain is sharp. His ideas are heightened. God is moving through the man that I am right now in such an exciting way that I can't even fathom what he has coming for me. And it makes me so happy. That's why I can't, I have an ear-to-ear smile right now because I'm so excited for what God has for me, because now that I am the man that he made me to be and the man that he wants me to be, now I can finally receive the blessings that I'm supposed to receive. And I was never going to get these blessings had I been moving how I was moving before I went to jail. So this is the biggest blessing of my life, despite the pain, despite the tears, despite the problems. My enemies thought that when they put me in prison, they said that this was going to be the thing that silenced me and shut me down and finally stopped me. Little did they know, they only ignited a fire. It was an unbearable fire that they would never in life be able to tame. And they didn't understand that. But now that I'm here, I'm just like, Kyle, this is God sent. And so to answer your question, yes, like I wouldn't give this part of my life back for nothing. I know for a fact that this was with a purpose, 100%.
That's awesome, bro. It makes me happy to hear. We back?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
With it.
No, that's, bro, that honestly makes me really happy to hear. You sound like you're in a great place. And, bro, yeah, like I told you before, you've always inspired me, and you're inspiring me further now. Just the way that you're just always been a fighter, bro. Every stage of your career, you've always been an absolute fighter. And I know that inspires a lot of people.
Yo, the
like,
Note
I don't
Boys
know how
from
much you
Canada
see or how much you're told, but there's so much support for you online. Like everything I read, everything I see. I don't know if you saw anything with we had Aiden on last week too, and he showed up in the free Tory shirt, and we were talking about that, talking about some of the new evidence. How does that make you feel to like hear all the support you're getting?
Aiden, I love that kid, man. Like, that's my real brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think we went through, what people don't understand about me and Aiden is, like, we both have these weird, like, behind the scenes, like, these fucked up, like, upbringings. And, like we've been there for each other in times that other people aren't. And it's like, I really love Aiden, bro. That's my brother, bro. Like, I really cry real tears about Aiden, like, as far as, like, him being a person that just represented me so hard. Like, that shit means so much to me, bro. Like, because the thing is people understand, like, y'all niggas can DM me, and when Ray, shout out to my nigga Ray, but when Ray reads me the message and he tells me, oh, y'all say this, that, and third, it's like, yo, I feel it. But nigga, don't tell me none of that shit, and don't think that you got this pass with me because, yo, you came and said, yo, free Tory in my inbox. Nah, nigga, go shout that shit out to the world if you feel that way. Nigga, don't tell me no shit about, like, nigga, how you feel and oh, yeah, you're Tory. You know I got you under any circumstances, but you're doing it behind the scenes. The reason why I respect Aiden, because regardless of all the gangster niggas, and I put that with a quote-unquote, and another quote-unquote, regardless of all the quote-unquote real niggas that are supposed to be real niggas and real street niggas and all this other shit. I'm saying all this with quotes, nigga. My quotes look like Playboy bunnies right now, the way I keep putting the quote signs up, nigga. It's like all those people were scared. They were scared to say how they truly felt because they come to me and we have hour-long conversations on how we all feel like, yo, nah, we know you're innocent because of this, that, and this, and they're screaming and crying and saying, oh, I can't believe they got you like this. But when it comes to public time, it's like nobody's saying what they really feel. I've even seen people say the opposite of what they feel, the opposite of what they told me because it was benefiting to them at that time, and that speaks to me. And I love all my niggas, of course, 100%. But it's a lot of, and I have to say it like this, it's fucked up. There's a lot of black people, my nigga, that like have done fake ass shit to me and say, hey, XYZ, da 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 da. And Aiden Ross, this white boy, who, remember, white people don't like to go against black culture because, nigga, we'll eat y'all niggas up. Stop playing with us. But the reality of it is, it's like he went all against black culture. Like, it's not about a culture thing. This is my brother. And I don't care about what y'all talking about. Until he's free, I'm going. This is my stance. And that's why I respect him over so many niggas that we quote-unquote put this real nigga tag on. Aiden is a real nigga. You know why he's a real nigga? Because he's an honorable man. And I want to say this on your podcast for any young niggas listening to this. Everybody talks about real nigga this and real nigga that, and that's the word. I got to be a real nigga. A real nigga is not defined because of how many bodies he has, how many times he busts his gun, how many times he's in the streets. You know what a real nigga is, Kyle? A real nigga is somebody who takes care and supports and provides for his family and makes sure his family and his loved ones are taken care of. That, and no matter what the world is feeling, he's going to stand on it to take care of his loved ones. Aiden Ross is a real nigga. I just want to make sure that that's 100% understood from my mouth. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I want to make sure I said that. One second, Brody. Hey, close to 10. I don't got no mail, right? I do or I don't? Hold on 1 second, Kyle. Got my mail real quick. Y'all got me mid-interview, you know what I'm saying?
Not Super Smash again, right?
Hey, yo, Leon, you want to say something for the world? Hey, you want to say it, J3? You want to tell them free us? Scream it out loud. Hey, you want to get anything in the Full Set podcast? All right, my bad. All right. I had to show the niggas. I had to get my mail. All right, come on, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, no, you're right, bro. Aiden's a loyal ass guy for sure.
Very good guy, bro. And that's all I was trying to say is just like, for me, bro, I've always been a person that at the end of the day, like, I respect real people and I'm happy for real people in my life. And he's one of those people that I'm very happy to have in my corner. That's all it is.
100%. No, I love Aiden. He's always been there to support us too. What is the status of the case right now? I don't know how much you could talk about it, but I know I think you guys submitted for like factual innocence. Is that the word? And now the court is considering it. Can you give us like an update on where it's at?
All right, so I'll break this down so it can make more sense because I know a lot of people were like confused about this, but this is what it is, right? And I want the viewer to just really like whoever you are, whether or not you're on the other side or you're on our side or regardless, I just want us to think in just logical sense, okay? For real, just logical sense. I'm in jail right now for 10 years. My crime that they charged me with is carrying a concealed firearm and assault with a semi-automatic, which is a handgun or whatever it is. As long as it's a new gun, it's a semi-automatic. As long as it don't got the revolver, it's labeled a semi-automatic. So they gave me 10 years because of the use of a firearm.
My son got 10 joints, bro. Damn.
I wanted to just think here, and this is what our factual innocence writ that we sent to the appellate court was about. We said this, and our argument was this. Listen, if there is a man, America, just listen to this. If you are a person and you are being convicted and sentenced to 10 years in prison because of the use of a firearm, something needs to connect you to this firearm. Am I right or wrong?
Correct.
That's a fact.
Correct. That sounds correct.
Something, in order for you to be guilty of this, something needs to connect you to this. Now, I need you to understand now my facts, not my opinion, not my theory, my facts. There is literally 4 contributors on this suspected gun. 90% contributor on this gun is a male, and the rest of the percentages of this gun are 2 females and another male. None of those 4 people are my DNA. So I am 100% excluded, not inconclusive like they said when I was in trial. I'm 100% excluded from this gun when it comes to DNA. My fingerprints are 100% excluded from the magazine, from the gun, from the bullets, from anything that has to do with this gun. Cedars-Sinai Hospital, with the help of LAPD, Los Angeles Police Department, for those who don't understand the abbreviation, together they have put on my discovery that we have lost the bullet fragments. Well, if you lost the bullet fragments, then you can't even attach this gun to the alleged bullets that allegedly hit the victim. So y'all mean to tell me you don't even have number one, you don't have the DNA. You have a 100% excluded person off of DNA. You have a person that has literally 0 handprints on this gun, on the magazine, on any of the bullet casings or chambers. You don't even have the bullets to match to this gun to say that these bullets were even shot out of the gun that you guys supposedly recovered. And then on top of that, the gun itself is sealed in LA County, so we can never, ever grab the gun and do any retesting. The LAPD made sure to seal the gun so that there would be no retesting on this gun. When we went into court and we put these things in and said, hey, like, we're factually innocent due to these facts, the court said, you know what? We're going to consider that because there's good reason appearing on what you're saying. All of these things check out. And I want to explain something about the appellate court. The appellate court is never going to give you a judgment until they fully have read thoroughly through what you're saying to make sure that it's true, because their judgments are after conviction. So it's like you've already been found guilty legally by a peer group of 12 people. So it's like we really should not even be like everything they said at face value is supposed to be what it is. But they go thoroughly to see if there's a mistake. And in the mistakes that they saw, they said, hey, we see that there's an issue here. We see that there's good reason here, and we're going to consider this. That was the last thing that actually happened.
So this is all new evidence, though? Like the 4 people's DNA on the gun, that wasn't in the first trial whatsoever?
Yes. So in the first trial, they kept going. They told me I was inconclusive, but I knew that was always a lie. I was like, I never touched this gun.
So it went from now inconclusive to now completely excluded.
Yeah, once I was in jail, I asked my lawyer, like, can you get a DNA specialist to do this gun again? I know I never touched this gun. And then when he did it again, he was like, oh, I see what happened. They manipulated your DNA, and basically it was almost, this is what they did. it's like you ever had to wait for a video game and you're waiting for it to load? So DNA, the way that they did it is like, okay, if I let it load 60%, it's not going to give me the full conclusion yet. So once they loaded it like 60 to 70%, it was like, yo, it's inconclusive. But had they let it go the whole way, they would have seen it was 100% excluded. But they were like, yo, the fact that it's inconclusive and not a match, let's just leave it here because this is the best we're going to get. So they stopped my test before it even got to the finished result. Therefore, I went to court thinking that you guys only have an inconclusive test. But I always knew in my heart, this is impossible. I never touched this gun.
That new fact alone is insane. Just the fact that it went from inclusive to excluded, and there's 4 people's DNA on the gun, and none of them are yours, is fucking. That should be enough for them to open up the factual innocence like now.
Brother, my judge, Judge Harringford, Judge David B. Harringford. I'm not going to disrespect him. He's, at the end of the day, he's still an honorable judge. He's a black man at that. But I watched this man literally look at me and say, so let's just say I'll take the DNA evidence to be real, and I'll say that it's true. He said this on record, by the way. It's in my transcripts. He says, I'll take the DNA evidence to be true, but I'm going to say this. At the end of the day, even if I take it to be true, that's not a big factor in his case. That's not why he got convicted. Brother, what the fuck are you talking about? My nigga,
the whole thing.
What the fuck is you talking about, my nigga? Because that's the whole case.
That's the
you
whole
feel
thing.
me?
Yeah,
but again,
that's crazy as hell.
That's what it was, and that's what I've had to endure during this time. And so it is what it is. I'm not sour about anything. I know that God has a plan in me and in this. So it is what it is.
100%. All right, brother. Well, I don't know how much time you have, but I just wanted to fucking get you on here and say that we're behind you, we're supporting you, and we appreciate you coming on. And so when's the album drop? When's the album coming? Can you say?
Let the world. Hey, the album is coming March 7th. I'm gonna make sure it's finished by that time.
That's gonna be fire.
That's all we got.
All right, man.
March 7th.
Y'all tapped in.
All right, Tory Lanez from jail. I mean, he did